Hi guys, handling job rejection. I received this question from one of my YouTube subscribers, and as I looked at the topic and researched it more, I really realized there are so many ways to positively move forward from being rejected either in the job search or the interview process. And so I want to focus on how to have this future success in today's video. If you like my content, please like. If you have any comments, please comment below. And if you like my overall content, please subscribe. So I'm not sure that the actual flow of these items makes 100% sense, but let's just dive right in. So item number one, and something that's not very talked about, is knowing the odds. So this may be a strange one to start with, but if you know the odds, it will make you feel better sometimes about the rejection piece. So if you're only applying to Google or Facebook or Salesforce or Tesla or any of these big tech companies, know that the likelihood of getting into any of these organizations is small. And then the second piece about knowing the odds is really looking at the job responsibilities, the minimum qualifications, and the preferred qualifications. If you don't have all of those items, know that there's a strong likelihood that there are candidates that do. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't stretch yourself when you apply. Absolutely, always stretch yourself. It's a very important rule, but just know the odds of applying to a major tech company as opposed to a startup or a less known company. Secondly, timing. Always remember that this piece is outside of your control. So you may have all the qualifications for the job, but you found the job post 2 months after it was posted, and the company just has great candidates already in process. And then again, I don't want you to not dream big. I remember when I was interviewing at Google, I knew I was going to get the job because I prepared, I practiced, and I believed in myself. Item two, very important as well, ask for feedback. I understand in the majority of cases, you never hear anything, right? And in those cases, you can ask for feedback. But when it's possible to ask for feedback, always try and do it over the phone first. And then secondly, I want you to press a little bit. If the recruiter or hiring manager won't give you feedback, sometimes if you press, they will give you a little bit more information, especially when it comes to minimum qualifications. If you're a software engineer that didn't hit the coding bar, this is a minimum qualification for the job, and they should be able to say, hey, the coding needs to be a little bit stronger. So press, do it in a gracious and kind manner, and that will really help you. So secondly, I really want you to be thinking about the physical setup. Why is this critical? I want you to have your computer open. If it's over the phone, I want you to have your earbuds in, and I want you to be typing out the responses, because the more feedback you can get, the more you can apply it in the future. And so really the last kind of piece of this is actively listening. A recruiter or a hiring manager starts giving you feedback, just sit back and listen and really take great notes. And lastly, just say thank you. That gracious and kind piece will really play in your favor for the long term. Item three, learn. So obviously, the first way you're learning is from that specific feedback. If you get it, you want to apply it to future learnings. Secondly, you really need to do an honest self-reflection of how you did. If there were questions that you stumbled on in an interview, or if you haven't been using great networking in your job search, do an honest reflection and really say, hey, can I be doing better in these areas? Can I be working harder towards them? Which is the third item, get better. Read one article, watch one video, maybe this one. Practice and work on one skill. Try a different networking approach. Think about the athlete that misses that last shot, doesn't make the catch, strikes out. What are they likely going to do? They're likely going to get to that practice field early the next day and work on specifically where they fell short. Always remember, job search and interviewing, it's a skill. So the more you work at it, the better you'll get at it. Item four is emotions. And so with rejection, the only way you're really going to move forward is if you acknowledge your emotions. So first, be compassionate towards yourself. Rejection is tough. Secondly, don't let the rejection define you. Take the time to really take it in and then dwell on it for a little bit, but don't dwell on it for too long. Don't let it define the future you. Move on, move forward. Third, don't take it personally. There may have just been a better candidate in the job search process or the interview process. Make it about continuing to move forward. And remember, sometimes it is just timing. Remember to reflect on the areas where you've had success in the past. So this could be with job search and landing that difficult job. It could be with nailing a really tough interview, but just any success that you've had, take the time to reflect on those successes, and that will help you move forward as well. Stay positive. That positivity will carry you forward in the long run. The last item, pay it forward. This is probably my favorite and probably the least utilized item when we talk about rejection. When you get rejected, go help somebody else. Somebody else has been in your scenario, and that can really uplift your spirits. And so part of my personal story is, since I've become a job coach, I've worked with a lot of friends and former colleagues on their resumes, on their job search, on potentially making a life change like the one that I've made. And one of these former colleagues and friends who I've known for over 10 years, they were part of a recent layoff. So we've been working on their resume. We've been working on how to network and apply for jobs. And an unanticipated outcome of this piece is this person happens to be an expert in websites and social media, something I didn't know. So this person is helping me with my website. They're helping me with my social media platforms. And so we have this great reciprocation, but it was unintended. I would just wanted to help this person because they're a great person and no other reason. So remember, if you pay it forward, it will have awesome results for you. And so typically the most common case is you're just gonna get a resume in front of an employer for a friend that's a great match for a job, or you're gonna network with somebody, or you're gonna use a previous employer to help somebody else out with job search or getting interviews. I love this pay it forward piece. It's not practiced enough. Practice it, and it will have this great reciprocation for you. The only thing that we can control on this rejection piece is how we respond to it. So really take the opportunity to learn and grow from what's happened. And ultimately, down the line, you will have greater success if you take this approach. If you like my content, please like. If you have any comments, please comment below. And if you like my overall content, please subscribe. Thanks so much.